Yes, ma'am. My voice is coming to you, Dr. Aran Shashri.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, it's
Hello
getting.
everyone.
Yes, ma'am. Start.
Hello everyone. Welcome to Pediatrics by Dr. Anand. Myself, Ara Nisha Shri Nijlingappa Medical College, HSK Hospital, Bagalkot, Karnataka. I welcome Dr. Anand Bhatia, our esteemed faculty, MD Pediatrics, who will be leading to today's webinar. It is a most requested webinar. It is a series of Sunday webinar. I thank the universe for making this live happen. This was most requested, most awaited session. And no matter what belief, we believe in the central existence, the universe. So gratitude for that. First of all, a very good afternoon to you, sir.
Hello, ma'am. Good afternoon, and thank you so much for making this webinar a wonderful event. And I welcome everyone who has joined this simple and sweet webinar. Thank you.
We are grateful to you too, sir. Actually, Dr. Anand Bhatia has been helping a lot of students who are struggling in their MBBS journey. He always makes sure that he is there to guide them and mentor them. He has more than 15,000 subscribers on YouTube. He has more than 18,000 followers on Instagram. He has been educating students through various posts in WhatsApp groups, in the free WhatsApp groups, who are preparing for NEET PG, INI CET, and upcoming next 2023, the most speculated exam. So such series of Sunday webinars wherein he'll be enlightening us on various topics requested by students. You can also add yourself in the WhatsApp groups. The number is 9999897081. As you all know, there are a lot of challenges from first year MBBS, second year, third year, and the grand even fourth year MBBS. So we'll go into the topic of today's webinar, which is how to study pediatrics from first year MBBS till final year MBBS. So with all due permission, can we start the webinar?
Yes, ma'am. I mean, this is a very important session where we'll be covering a lot of questions and answers of the students also who have any doubt from first year MBBS to final year MBBS, and also the pre-final and intern students also. Anyone having any doubt can feel free to put a message in the comment section. This session will be exactly for 30 to 40 minutes, and we'll try to cover everyone's query. And yes, ma'am, I think we should start.
Thank you, sir. The first question, it's an inquisitive question, personal question also. I myself have thought about it. Who's your alma mater? Like, from where have you done your MBBS and MD pediatrics? It was asked by the students also.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much for asking that. So I did my MBBS from Bangalore. I did my MBBS from Ambedkar Medical College, which is in Karnataka, which comes under RGUHS, that is Rajiv Gandhi University of Health Sciences. And then I did my specialization in pediatrics from North India, basically, from a place known as Uttar Pradesh, UP, and the college name is Tirthankar Mahavir University. And from last few years, I'm working in a government medical college in Delhi.
Thank you, sir. So the curious audience would have got their answer, and you brought laurels to the institutions you studied. Thank you, sir. In alignment with the purpose of this webinar, I'll start from the beginning. The first year MBBS students, even when I studied final year MBBS, I had to revise the first year topics. So like, how important is pediatrics in first year MBBS, who will not have much idea about the final year subjects, who would just be dealing with anatomy, physiology, biochemistry, non-clinical basic subjects. Could you tell us about it?
Yeah, that's a very good question you have asked. So first year MBBS, we all are having subjects of anatomy, physiology, and biochemistry. In first year MBBS, we have nothing known as pediatrics. Like if a first year MBBS comes to college, he doesn't know much about the pediatrics, because everyone says pediatrics is a final year subject, or final year maybe we will study about that. So for all those who are in the same boat, I would like to say the first year you should pay a very good concentration on the subjects of anat, physio, and biochemistry, because this will be connected to the pediatrics in final year. For example, in anatomy, if I talk about the fontanelles, if I talk about the sutures, if I talk about the even basic muscles of the hand or muscles of the thighs, you know something known as femoral triangle. It's a very important question in anatomy, femoral triangle. So femoral triangle you study in anatomy also, and you study in pediatrics also, because there is something known as injection vitamin K, which you give to a newborn at the anterolateral aspect of thigh. This is something a final year knows, but a first year also should know that femoral triangle, like you don't give vitamin K in anteromedial aspect to prevent the damage to femoral triangle or to prevent the damage to femoral vessels. So what I'm trying to say is that if your basics are strong, then automatically pediatrics will be automatically strong. So make sure for first year MBBS, your anat, physio, and biochem, the basics should be very strong. This much you should do as a first year MBBS student.
Wonderfully explained, sir. Thank you. When you had given me a topic on neonatal jaundice also, I had to refer the first year bilirubin metabolism. So that is how it's all correlating. You explained it well.
Yes,
Thank you,
definitely.
sir.
Yes, ma'am.
So how should a second year MBBS student approach pediatrics? Because that is the phase. I remember when I passed first year, all OPDs, postings, wards, and OTs were completely new. And then pediatrics was a new subject. So what to focus in clinical postings in pediatrics? How should a second year MBBS student approach pediatrics, sir?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, you're right. And even the just now you said about neonatal jaundice also, like so wonderfully you told that point also. See, jaundice again, it's a simple anatomy question. It's a very simple basics question, but that basics is like your base forever, you know. So everything will be counted. So you told a very important point. So now coming to the second year MBBS life. So second year MBBS, now everyone knows that you guys gonna have like your postings will start, medicine, surgery, gynae, ophtha, everything will start. So as far as second year is concerned, for the second year students, I want them to buy a book of our Piyush Gupta Clinicals of Pediatrics. A small clinical book is there. I will not tell you to buy a theory book. I will not tell you to buy a textbook. For second year MBBS students, I will tell them to buy a basic pediatrics Piyush Gupta clinical book, number one. Why? Because in your second year, you're gonna see very simple cases in pediatrics, like growth and development, like anthropometric measurements, right? In second year, they ask you the simple questions only. How do you check a weight of a baby? How do you check a height of a baby? So these all questions gonna carry good marks in final year. So second year, you see your postings, and side by side you go home and try to read those Piyush Gupta clinical book. That's how second year MBBS should touch the pediatrics. Like I don't want you guys to have a superficial approach. I want you to, start off with little kick, because if you start reading Piyush Gupta slowly from second year, like you will get a distinction in final year. So that's how your approach should be.
Thank you, sir. That enlightened MBBS students, and it also clears many of their doubts too.
Yes, ma'am.
In this interactive fun session, of course, it is an informative video, but then just to spice it up, let's see like what do you carry in your bag pertaining to pediatrics? Personally, I've thought about it. There are a lot of trending videos wherein celebrities' bag is being like, asked,
Mhm.
what do you carry in your bag? Pertaining to pediatrics, what do you carry in your bag, and what should a second year student also carry in their bag to pediatrics posting?
Yes, yes. I mean, this is a very sweet question. Like, what do you carry in your bag? Yes, I mean, as a doctor or as a MBBS student pertaining to pediatrics, most important per se, what do I carry in my bag? Number one, I carry a lot of chocolates. I carry a lot of toffees. I'm so sorry for giving dental caries to all the children, but I carry a lot of toffees and chocolates in my what do you call bag. Number one. Why? Because number one, you need to develop the confidence, right? You need to develop the confidence in terms of the babies in front of the baby. The baby will run away from you once you enter like that, and then people will say, no, I am not taking pediatrics as MD subject. No, no, please, to बच्चे तो आते ही नहीं, भाग जाते हैं. The babies run away from me, this and that. So you need to start having small chocolates or toffees in your bag. Number one. Now, as far as pediatrics more is concerned, of course, you need to have a pen torch, which is like important for medicine also for pupillary examination. Number two, you need to have a measuring tape. In pediatrics, measuring tape is important. From second year onwards, for the second year students who are watching this video, and later I'll upload it on our channels also, a second year student should have a measuring tape because they ask a lot of questions regarding the head circumference, regarding the length of the baby. Okay, so chocolates, pen torch, measuring tape, knee hammer, of course. Knee hammer everyone is having for checking the reflexes. See, pediatrics is like medicine only, okay? It's parallel to medicine. Pneumonia, asthma, you used to read in medicine also, you read in pediatrics also. So knee hammer reflexes, CNS examination is there in medicine also, it is there in pediatrics also. So it's very easy, right? And last but not the least, SpO2 monitor. As the COVID era is going on, I want all of us should have a SpO2 monitor to easily check the heart rate and SpO2 of a newborn or any baby. So these are the simple but yet very important things I carry in my bag, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. So coming to next question, how should a third year MBBS student approach pediatrics? It is a pre-final year. Now, even in the comment section, we have questions from various students, SJ Dattar, to everyone like, yes, sir, pre-final year, pre-final year. So even the other students have been asking. So how should a third year MBBS student approach pediatrics, wherein they'll be wanting to prepare for their university exams and also simultaneously attending postings, and posting tests will be there in pediatrics, Viva, X-rays, drugs, and instruments too. So how should that student, the third year MBBS student
Yeah.
approach pediatrics?
Right, ma'am. So yes, a third year MBBS, like third year MBBS, again, a phase of life which is very confusing, a phase of life with so much of workload, a phase of life that finally is going to come. How will we study? How will we pass? So many postings, I'm not able to get it. So a lot of confusing stories happen in the third year. So third year pediatrics per se, how should I approach my vision? So most importantly, number one, you should have a notebook. Like you should, whatever cases you see in your pediatrics. Now this is a very important point I'm going to tell to everyone. You need to have a notebook where you're gonna, number one, make your notes of whatever stuff you see in the postings. And also at the same time, very important, what else you should have is you need to have at least 8 to 10 case presentation which you would have performed in your postings, right? Every student do a case presentation. I did case presentation. I'm sure Dr. Ara Nishra, you are also, have done many case presentation. So those all case presentation. Now see, consistency is the key. Okay, consistency is the key. Everyone has done good case presentation in second year and third year, but yet when they come to final year, they forget everything. They have a new notebook and they're like totally blank. Are you understanding? So as a pre-final third year MBBS student, number one, you have a consequent proper notebook you should have. In that notebook, you need to write it down, whatever cases or whatever important case presentation formats you see. There's something known as major case and minor case, right? RS, like they're gonna have, definitely there'll be a case of pneumonia, definitely there'll be a case of diarrhea, right? A newborn examination case is a compulsory must case for a third year and a final year MBBS student to pass the exam. So what I'm trying to say is you guys in the third year should have at least 8 to 10 cases properly written, properly presented to the teacher, and you will be having your notes in that. So this is what in general, like the key home messages, that don't start from the scratch. Don't start from the scratch. We all are studying, but we are not having the link, right? If you have wonderful link, then once you have a case presentation format things in your third year, final year is going to be so easy for you. It's going to be very easy. So this is what you should have in the third year.
That answers the question, sir. Wonderfully explained. And also, like your other students can post questions on the right now on the Zoom Cloud meeting also. And further in the WhatsApp groups also, the number is 9999897081. It will be in the description comment box also. You can we'll be adding you to the state-wise WhatsApp groups, because like many different states are there, like different medical colleges are there. So accordingly, the WhatsApp groups will be assigned. Thank you, sir. And coming to the next question, the final year students, it is really a grand event. They are scared also to face the university exams, and at the same time, they have questions on which books to read for pediatrics. So could you tell us about the approach of a final year student towards pediatrics?
Yes, ma'am. Final year. So final year, yes, it is like the a countdown, you know. And as you all know that next is coming and NEET, PG, INI, CT. So everyone is, you know, kind of very much stressed out in the final year. And final year is so important. So a very simple basic question, ma'am, which you have asked me right now is like which book to study? Which book? There are 10 books. So which book I should read? So as a final year MBBS student, number one, you should have something known as OP Ghai. Everyone is knowing about the OP Ghai textbook of pediatrics. The ninth edition is there, and this is the first textbook you should have, and you should read that book from first line to the last line. Okay, that book is gonna, if you read properly OP Ghai, you can get a distinction in final year MBBS. Okay, number one. Number two, as I told you, Piyush Gupta, clinical pediatrics. There are some 5-6 books clinical which I studied in my MD time. But for MBBS student, I always say like read one book, but read that one book properly. Okay, so Piyush Gupta, Clinicals of Pediatrics, and OP Ghai textbook. These two for a final year MBBS student who is planning to appear for NEET, who is planning to appear for INICT. At least you start off with this book, and this will be amazingly sufficient. And Dr. Ara Nishashri, can I also answer a doubt of the student in the live section, ma'am, if you allow me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, ma'am. So we have Dr. S.J. Datta. She is asking that, sir, only 3 to 4 months to end pre-final, but not yet started to study pedia. Time is less. Is it possible? So many subjects to study plus time constraint. Yes, ma'am, I agree with you that once there is a constraint of time, you cannot study all the subjects and everything at one time. But at least I would like to tell you that start off with the important topics. In the OB Ghai textbook, there are some important regular topics which you must know. The important topics are number one, pneumonia. Pneumonia is a very important topic. It is important for theory also. It is important for case presentation also. It is important for INI CET also. They ask a lot of questions on pneumonia. So the important topics are the first thing which you should focus right now. And then you start off with the textbook. The important topics are like pneumonia. You should read. Asthma is very important. Nephrotic syndrome is so important. Neonatal jaundice also is very important. Like these are the 4-5 important topics which you must, you know about these things. And later I'll give you a list also, and you can note that down. Yes, ma'am, you can continue.
Sir, yes, sir. Like one more question from Tirumaran also from another student.
Yes,
That
ma'am.
sir, he has covered. So he has covered 70% of the theory contents in pedia, but he has not done much in the clinical side.
Yes.
He's a final year student. He has started and he has studied only theory contents. How can he make it to MD pedia? And our colleges are conducting bouts of internals. He couldn't stick to one subject. How to make it to MD pedia in such a situation, sir? Please explain.
Yes, that's right. So number one, Dr. Tirumaran is asking, I have covered 70% of the theory contents in pedia, but I haven't much in the clinical side. So number one, frankly, I tell you, at least go in the evening to your college. There is a casualty. You must be having a NICU and a PICU, like nursery. You must be having, right? Pediatric ward you must be having. So spend little more time there. Go in the evening with one of your friend, and wahan pe wherever a SR or a JR, anyone who will be there, a doctor in the pediatrics, you tell them very frankly that, sir, actually I'm not good in the clinical, can you show me some cases, can you help me out with some cases? Like I frankly tell you, in my medical college which I'm working, at least every day in the evening 8 to 10 students come to my nursery. Sir, please teach me something. Sir, please could you show some case? Sir, even they also are lacking the clinical acumen because of the COVID and everything, right? So you have to go to your college, you're in the evening time for 1 to 2 hours, and spend little extra time for the clinical skills, and surely you will do it. And also we have what you called Dr. Anushka is asking how much time to allot to pediatrics to cover it completely, like how many days or months. See, very frank answer, pediatrics is a final year subject. Final year is of 1 year. Okay, slowly, normally you should cover the pediatrics over a few months, slowly, right? Please don't keep pediatrics as a bulk subject, like last 2 months I will open the book and finish it off. No, it's not like that. Monthly you have to divide your work, and at least it takes around 4 to 5 months properly if you want to, revise and read and thorough with that. Okay, yeah, so last 7 minutes left, ma'am. Yeah, we can continue the next question, Dr. Aran Shastri.
Yes, sir. Like any comments about the video about this particular webinar.
Yeah, I mean, in comments, like one thing I would like to say, Dr. Aran Shashri, that every student is asking me a lot of questions, like how to prepare for INI-CET, how to prepare for next, like what should be in my mind. So for all those students, I can tell you only one thing: religiously follow your postings. Religiously follow your postings. You are lucky you are in a medical college. If you're not able to, give time, go in the evening, ask your senior residents, ask your junior residents, like someone in pediatrics. You have to religiously follow your postings, because nowadays they're asking clinical based questions, image based questions, video based questions, and whatever you see, you go home and make notes of that. That way only you can clear with very good marks, and yeah, Dr. Thirumaran is asking about your YouTube videos. Thanks, the content is really useful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. God bless you. And one more question, this they're asking, Dr. Ramu. Many of our seniors have suggested to thorough with the first 11 chapters from the OP guide and rest study important questions for passing the subject. Is it true? So see, of course, the beginning 10 to 12 chapters of the pediatrics are like core pediatrics, milestones, short stature, growth and development, neonatology, breastfeeding. These topics are not in medicine. These topics are only and only in pediatrics, right? So of course, those chapters you should be very, very thorough. But at the same time, that doesn't mean you close your book and go to medicine. No, because for example, nephrotic syndrome, even though it is in medicine and pedia, it is more commonly asked in pedia, because nephrotic syndrome is common in babies. Approach to a cyanotic heart disease or a tetralogy of Fallot, it is there in medicine also, it is there in pedia also. But of course, right, pediatric congenital cyanotic are more common, so that way try to cover thoroughly. Yes, ma'am, over to you, Dr. Aran Shashri. 4 minutes left.
Thank you, sir, for answering all the questions. And one more question also, like how interns should face the entrance exams. It's been asked like in the comment section.
Okay.
We have time running, but then we want you to answer this question too. So.
Yeah. So how interns should have an approach of this one? So very important. Yes, one message I wanted to tell you. I have seen a lot of intern students who are bunking postings and preparing for PG exam. This is another new fashion people are trending nowadays. That I will bunk my postings. I have taken Marrow Prep Letter and all the academies, and I will just watch the videos and prepare for my PG exam. To be frank, everything is important, but at the same time, again, clinical knowledge, clinical acumen, clinical questions are so important. And those things you cannot watch on videos. Those things you can't sit and talk. You have to go touch the patient, feel the patient, see the real patients of congenital nephrotic syndrome, see the real patient of short stature, achondroplasia, all the syndromic babies. Those all babies will be there in your ward, in your ICUs. So for interns, how to put a cannula and how to see clinical babies, like this is what you should be thorough with.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. And nextly, we want one advice which you want to give to all the students who are watching the webinar, the audience.
Yes, ma'am. So one, it is a very small and short webinar we had started, and I hope everyone is liking that. And only one small advice which I can give is, again, someone has told me that there is no shortcut to success. There is no shortcut to success. We all have taken the stairs. So don't be in a hurry that I will finish the book in 1 week. I will finish the book in 1 day and this and that. No, you have no idea about how difficult it is. Like, you have to work really hard. That's what I'm trying to say. So there is no shortcut to success, even though the journey looks painful, even though pediatrics milestones are crazy, even though the mortality rates numbers, I'm not able to understand. It's so confusing, but everything will make sense by the end once you have a thorough revision. So there is no shortcut to success. We all have taken the stairs.
That's really motivating, sir. Encouraging. Thank you so much. And we have comments from Dr. Abhinav, Dr. Lalit Kumar saying thank you. We are grateful to you, sir, like you have always encouraged us. And this is actually a series of webinars, Sunday webinar. We have the next topic also coming up. That is do's and don'ts in a pediatric clinical postings. The time will be intimated in our free WhatsApp groups. It will be intimated. You can also add to that group, to the WhatsApp state-wise groups on 9999897081. So could you tell us in the next Sunday webinar, do's and don'ts in a pediatric clinical postings, what you'll be covering, sir?
Yes, so next weekend, number one, if anyone's still having any doubts, there are a lot of still students are having doubts, but it is a small, this was a very small segment of 45 minutes and I have to go for a next webinar, so we have to cut it. So the first thing is, like, if you still have any doubts, of course, you all are having my mobile number, 9999897081. Secondly, next weekend, yes, the topic is pediatrics clinical postings, do's and don'ts. Pediatrics clinical postings, do's and don'ts. In that, number one, I'll be talking about the important short cases which they ask in exams, important long cases which they ask in exams, and also at the same time, 5 important X-rays, instruments, drugs, and Viva questions. These are like something like a bread and butter of pediatrics. That's how a student fail or pass. So pediatrics clinical postings, do's and don'ts, I'm gonna talk about next week.
Thank you, sir. We look forward to the next webinar. It's a pleasure talking to you, sir.
Yes,
Thank you
ma'am.
for enlightening all the students. And we also have Dr. Damini telling us thank you. Thank you, students. With your support, like, we could make this happen. Thank you, Universe, for making this live happen. Thank you,
Yes,
sir.
ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. And still, we have other students also asking doubts. You have my mobile number. You have the WhatsApp group. Feel free to ask any doubt. And next weekend session, we're gonna extend it to a little bigger time, because once we start talking, 45 minutes goes like, in, I think, in 4 minutes, I guess. And also we are starting case presentation videos for all the newcomers. We are starting a wonderful case presentation videos for of every weekend. I will go live and we have a case presentation format, once on respiratory, then CVS, then cardio, then GIT. If you again want to enroll, you can just put a word on my mobile number and I will add you in the group. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Dr. Aranishashri. You are amazing. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.